Welcome. Start the video out by showing you that wasn't my truck, but that video will come later on. Late start on a Sunday. My buddy Austin came over and he had his boat in tow, and we just bombed down to the lake. Spent most of the day there. I'm trying to do some catch up. I really want to get Grandma's seats swapped over to the new Laramie, so I got to take the undercarriage stuff off the old seats and somehow figure out how to put it on here. Then I can start putting, I have all the stuff for the interior to start going in. I don't want to put the carpet in until I get the transmission mounted up in there, so I know where to cut for the stick shift. Pop-off pressure will be adjusted this week. I got a couple more things I need to steal off her old engine, and then we can start stabbing it on there, put body parts back on, the new door, start sanding, get ready for paint. Then I'll go buy the new flatbed. But let's go ahead and get started with this video by grabbing the other seat. Setting up here. I'll start with the passenger one. I got to deactivate the airbags on the new seat so that I don't kill myself and ruin some seats. Ruin the seats would be the tragic bit. Let's go ahead and grab them seats. I was originally looking for new seats for my 3rd gen truck and found these, and I thought they would fit the bill better in Grandma's. And I actually think these might be really close to just bolt in for a 3rd. So going 3rd or 4th to 3rd might be okay, but 4th to 2nd, we got to do change some bracketry here. So really wish they just had bolts holding the bracket on the bottom. So I'm just going to take off what I can with this right now, and then we're going to have to get out a drill gun, I believe. These seats are out of a 2017 regular cab pickup. They got rolled, and the neighbors are, I think somebody's girlfriend just broke up with them because she's got a U-Haul and they're over there arguing and she's moving out. I just did some aggressive whistling and they quieted down for a minute, but now they're back to yelling, and they're like 150 feet away across the main highway and I can hear them. Let's see here, about 18 7/8. Way less than that. Those are 14 and these are 18. So the rails eat up a lot more space on this one. Well, guess I'm just start drilling these sons out. Want to know which one's the damn airbags? They're still arguing.
Yeah, we crank up the loud, leaving our mark on this town. We pour it up, then drink it on.
Something here. Those two, I guess those are some kind of badass rivet. Those two hold the rail that slides it back and forth, and same thing with this one up here. I could probably stab a bolt in there to remedy the front one, because that one's easy to get to, I think. Or I might just, these ones back here, oh man, I'm tempted just to grind this off, leave those two in place, leave that one up there in place, because I'm never going to use these again. I don't have any reason for them at all. And leave those two in place, that way I don't have to deal with that issue I just caused myself right there. Yeah, so that was fun. Just do that. Just weld those back up in there. That way the rail's in there, it'll never come out. And same thing up here, we'll just end up just taking a grinder to her. Always something. I thought it was going to be easy. I was wrong. Trying to deactivate the airbag because I'm about to weld on this son of a... and I don't want to die. That's the airbag down there. That's the vented seat. That's the seat warmer. That's the seat cooler. This big boy is the airbag. So I'm going to tape it up. And those of you guys that are welding experts and getting mad at me for not having the shield tip on here for the gas, I don't even turn the gas on because I don't need the gas. It's got flux core. It's gasless welding. It's so simple. Just want to clear that up. Everybody always comments that every time I try to weld something. So I'm going to weld these little tabs, and I'm going to put a bolt up here, these little rivets that I knocked out that hold the rail. I got to weld those back up. Hey, we didn't blow up. All right. Came up with an idea for this back one because this front one, pretty sure I can cut that one off up there and put a bolt through it. I got plenty of room for that, and then figure out what I can do with the second one to mount that. This guy goes up like that. But back here, these two rivets hold the rail like that front one does, and this is the back piece off of Grandma's actual seats. Had two holes there and two spot welds with the two rivets. It almost lines up. So if I hog these out, set that on there, I can do that on both sides, except for I screwed up over here and, well, I drilled those all the way out. But this one I just drilled them off the top. So I can put this on there because that works out my measurement damn close. And I can align this front one to match this back one, because this one would be a lot more difficult to figure out a way to mount it. So I'm going to take these. These things work great, by the way. If you haven't run one of these things are money. So I'm going to take this hogger down enough to make that fit, slide it on there, and I'm going to set it in the truck and see how well it fits with leaving that one in there, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. I took that step bit, wallered it out a little bit. It'll get good weld on there. Boom. I'm really bummed that I don't know, you live and learn. So we'll figure out something on the other side. I could just weld to the top of those through the hole and get a good bite over there. Make sure it's structural before we send it. I'm going to straighten this one out a little bit, throw it in the truck. Alright, maybe you guys caught it, because I didn't catch it. I started looking at the driver's seat at first, and you see how it's got this big spacer before the rail right here, so it can contain all the motors and stuff right there. Well, that's not the case over here. So I just stripped down the passenger side one, and the rail's all the way on the bottom versus how that rail is all the way at the top. So it needs about a 2-inch spacer to go underneath the seat. I just saw an old boy drive by once, and he stopped in the same exact spot. I don't even know what he's doing. The way I just did it, it's kind of like a car. It's not gonna work. It is all the way on the floor, but this will get me close to an idea for spacing. See how that one's supposed to be? She's in low rider mode right now, but this will be good. I got those things off the bottom, so I'll just build little spacers, and I probably end up finding a 2-inch piece of channel or something. I don't know. I don't want to. That'll take too long cutting those things off of there. But this one, it'll have the correct ride height off the driver's side one. I just got to take those off there. It wouldn't be such a big deal. Like this one's probably, it's gonna be kind of a pain. It's got 2 bolts. Yeah, this one looks like it'll be a little easier to take apart, but I can get the grinder in there. Yeah, those will go good. But I wanted to, got a new air cleaner on this rig. David, if you're watching, my buddy sent me a link for a turbo cover. And it doesn't fit because my new, what brand is this, AFE? This thing gets really close to the top of the turbo. So I'm gonna, yeah, I don't think it's hurting anything, but it looks dangerously close. But I want to put this thing in this truck tonight. I ordered some gauges because that guy, if anybody knows what that is, it's a fun part. Let's pull it out. It's got a number 8 in the truck right now, which it gets up and goes, but this is a 0 fuel plate. It's all the party right there. Damn, I started off the day, I wanted to get these 2 seats done, but it is a chore. We are now to the fun part. Do not drop anything in that hole. Ah. Oh, okay. First bolt removed. I need to move you guys to get to that second one. There she is. Number 8 fuel plate. This is what came in the truck. You could just take this and cut it down and make it 0. But, courtesy of Amazon, for $50 whole dollars, we get a new one. People keep asking when I'm going to turn the truck up a little bit. This is pretty much as far as I'm going to turn this truck up. If I do AFC Live, it'll probably be on Grandma's truck, not this one. This guy comes with a stock alignment job, I guess. And it comes with 2 new Allen key holders for this bad boy. So it's got slots. Stock is kind of in the center with a stock fuel plate. I don't know what the stock fuel plate is for this. Didn't have it. But if you slide it all the way to the front of the truck, that gets more fuel for a stock truck. That's all I did with the green one. People keep asking about that one. Somebody asked me when I was gonna tune the truck. Tune the green one, throw a tune on it. It's not how it works, Skipper. What do you think? Should I just go wide open on this? I think so. It had flathead bolts in it before. So these Allens will be major upgrade. Wanted to point out something. You see how that's flathead, that's flathead, that's flathead, and that one's got some goofy little nipple thing? That's what they consider a tamper-proof screw. So if those are intact, then the AFC has not been messed with. Like I mentioned earlier, the fuel plate was already messed with on this truck, and somebody cut that off. The easiest way that I found is I just took a grinder to it and just put a flathead nick in it, and she worked out just fine. That's what I did on Greenbird. What was that? Another thing I wanted to mention that came in this kit is how the injection pump works. It does read boost pressure from the turbo. This is from turbo right here, and there's a line on the back side that is for manifold pressure. They choke this one down quite a bit, so the direct turbo boost, it doesn't read it, so you get more pre-boost fuel. I believe that's how you would describe it. And so that one's a really tiny nipple. It had something on it before. Let's see if I can, I probably won't be able to find it, but it had this elbow with an adjustable doodad on it. I had deleted that. That one would be an adjustable boost controller for like a mechanical setting. I got rid of that thing and put that one in there. It seems to be rock and rolling. I don't have the boost leak that I believe I was having before, but we'll find out when my new gauges show up. I ordered them like 20 minutes before this video. But we're gonna have boost for a week and a lot of fuel. This thing is a hoss of air cleaners if I ever seen one. You go on there. Hey, down. There you go. But look at this. airflow galore right here. Holy, it's not easy to get on there either. Trying to get that boot down there on the turbo. Holy mother. Didn't make it easy to get it in there. That is tight. Comment below if any of you guys are running this intake. I kind of like it. Definitely allows maximum airflow. But it just, that's hitting the oil fill for the turbo. If I tap on it, it's not riding on it. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, it could get warm. But it seems to be fine. I pulled it off there after I ran it last night, and it was not heated up. Yeah, she's on there. No need to murder a vacuum cleaner. So that's a zero fuel plate, alright. Let's go for a test drive. This is how you relocate cowboy workbench. Magic right there. Now, take the truck out and still hold my workbench the way I left it. I just wanted to give you guys an outside view to show you that it's still drivable without rolling a bunch of smoke, even though it's got a zero in it. So let's go take her for a test rip. Talk about my 96 12 valve a lot. It was a 5-speed swap truck, but I also swapped the engine over. That's what that green truck I bought it for. So it had a 215 pump. It was already turned up when I got it. So I had a ripper truck. It had a Banks wastegate on it, so the thing made some solid boost. On a stock turbo, that thing made well over 40. Just everyday ripper. I wish I would have taken that thing apart. I wish I'd never sold it, but I did. I wish I would have taken it apart and seen what it had before I sold it. That way I know what the internals, what fuel plate it had and stuff. It's very drivable, but it was the fastest stick shift 12 valve I've ever driven. I mean, I've had a couple, but we'll put it on my seatbelt for you guys. So I just want a little bit extra power. I can turn it down a little bit. Take me 20 minutes. It doesn't look like it's honestly smoking much more than it did, and I gotta get on it. Just driving it like normal. Is a 98 12 valve. I G56 swapped, but it's still got the automatic P pump on it. Now that means it's just less horsepower. Same pump, but just a couple things like delivery valve's been changed, and a 215 pump. So this one stock was 180. So putting a zero plate in there, I think it said it bumps it to. Okay, I gotta step in here because I said the wrong thing in the film. But looking it up right now, a 96 and 98 12 valve with the automatic starts at 180 horsepower bone stock. You put the zero fuel plate in there, it takes the horsepower, according to this, with just the fuel plate, up to 300. So that's 120 horsepower gain, and that's 700 foot-pounds of torque. Just wanted to state that. Once you get ripping with it and start to feel it,
it definitely gives you quite a bit more horsepower because the stock 12 valve is gutless. Anyway, back to the live action. Get it.
Nap, bud? Wake up from your nap? She definitely feels like she got a little bit more bite now. Hey, Boone, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Thank you. I need to see some smoke. Oh yeah, she's got a little bit more throat. You can feel it in the pedal if the truck's been turned up. It has less resistance. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. Not quite enough boost being made to make it flutter. Not quite enough load, but we'll get there. I'm happy with this one. Let's go home. By the way, Supercross is back on now. I watched it earlier today. Comment who watches Supercross. And if you do, who are you rooting for? I'm going for anybody besides number 3. Alright, just because people definitely want to see the smoke show. Now I gotta defend myself. I do not do that unless it's warranted. Mainly tailgaters. Pretty much that's the only time tailgaters, they get the smoke. That's the only time I really just go out and smoke. But this thing is very drivable without smoking, I will say that much. The fuel plate is not all the way slid forward. I wanted to give her a little test see, plus I had a little fitment issue. But feels good. It's actually it feels competitive to what my old truck was, and I like that because this one is just trying to be a spitting image of that truck, except for it's got the suicide doors and it's got one extra gear with that G56. I'm gonna go, we got one more project I want to get started tonight since I kind of got this truck wrapped up. Let's go hook onto a gooseneck. Good old B&W turnover ball. Gooseneck equipped. If you guys are going to mess with the fuel plate on a stock automatic transmission, you're in for a world of hurt. And stick shift, your clutch is going to say bye-bye. I got like a 450 Valera clutch in there. The first one sucked, but the second one is holding up great. But this is what I want to do right here. Oh, by the way, the truck's got 410s. It's a low gear and son of a fuck. I don't know if this is going to even work. But I got this extra toolbox because I took it off that dual transfer tank thing I had, the combo kit. And this is what I could do with my straps. I just throw them there and put a strap across the top of it, chain and everything. I'm going to try and put that up there. In my calculation, she'll fit. I'm not going to put it on the top because I put the loader arm for the machines up there. I think some crackhead locked this. I think I'm the crackhead, but let's see if she fits. Never mind. Damn. What the hell did it hit? Wait. I really thought she would fit. I guess I'll just back the trailer in here and check the hubs. I need to check the brakes on this thing. I need to do it a while back. Anyway. We'll end this video with that bombshell right there. As far as the 98 goes, if you guys have a recommendation for like a mild upgrade turbo, something I could, I'm going to still probably put a gate on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I could probably just get by with stock. But, I'm going to go with a 3-piece 24 valve style manifold. I know it's got a 12 valve on here. It's Grandma's engine, P-pump 24 valve if you guys haven't seen that. And I'm more than likely just going to go with the stock configuration style turbo for it. for a 2nd gen 24 valve, so it fits this for exhaust fitment issues, because I want to put an exhaust brake on it and I don't want to have to worry about stuff not really working out size wise and all that garbage. But looky here, he's tampered with the fuel plate on this, so should we just take that apart real quick and see what the heck's going on in there? I'm okay to do that. Ripped her out of there. Google search, because it didn't look stock, but it is a stock one. I believe it just maybe, no, it looked like they ground down a little bit. That's just a stock one in there, so that thing's not going to produce crap for power. Probably order another 0 to put in this bad bird. Throw that sucker back in there for now. End it here though, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. The old 98. It's a little saucy now. See you guys in the next one. Later.